Hey Soapy folks, this is Kevin with Divinely Design, and I have a soap video today. This is actually the first part. I'm going to try and do sort of an embed, I'm going to call it, or maybe a topper, I'm not sure. But I'm going to make a small portion of soap first that I'm going to use in my finished product. And what I'm using is this silicone mat that actually I got at Bed Bath & Beyond. Let me see if I can get it out of here without destroying my... So hopefully you can see, let's come over here, that it has these little pyramids on it. And it's actually sold like as a baking sheet, so you can put stuff on it, and you know, I guess they market it like you know, to drain away the oil so it's healthier. I forget what it's actually called. I forget what the product is actually called. But I'm using it as a mold. So I've actually put it in upside down. So I'm going to fill the little spaces with soap. I just built a container out of foam core, and I lined it with some saran wrap, some plastic wrap. For my, I guess I'll go over the recipe, although this is a very small batch just for that. The actual soap recipe will be a little bit different. I'm still using the same oils, but the amounts will be different. So in here, I have 133 grams of olive oil pomace, 133 grams of coconut oil 76 degree, 67 grams of cocoa butter, 67 grams of shea butter, 65 grams of beef tallow, 50 grams of castor oil, and 50 grams of rice bran oil, and 45 grams of avocado oil. In here, I have 232 grams of water and 84 grams of lye. For fragrances, I'm going to try and fragrance this the same way I will the main soap. So down here, I have some essential oils. I have 18 grams of five-fold lemon, and in here I have 9 grams each of ginger and rosemary essential oils. So it's an essential oil blend of lemon, rosemary, and ginger. Those are all from New Directions Aromatics. I'm going to be making this white, so I have some titanium dioxide that I have pre-mixed in a bottle with some water, and that's from Brambleberry. And let me I just stirred everything. Let me just check temperatures. So oils are right around 90 Fahrenheit, and my lye water is at 87 Fahrenheit. Okay, so we are good to go. So this is probably going to be pretty short. Let me add my essential oils. And my lye water. And I'm going to add my titanium dioxide right now, I guess. Oh, my cap is a little plugged up here. And let's mix that up. Okay. Now, I actually didn't calculate the volume for this mold, so it's sort of a guess. So if I have some extra, I'm going to use it for a different embed on a different soap, I think. But Okay, I think I'm just going to pour kind of in the middle and let it sort of flow out. So hopefully I can minimize bubbles. And I don't need this to be real thick, but I need it, thick enough that I can sort of cut it into squares later on. Oh, it's windy. I have the windows open since it's such a nice day here on Easter. Okay, I think that's plenty. I don't want it real thick because I don't want to add a ton of bulk to my final product, my final soap. Now this one corner is kind of up in the air here. Okay. All right, that's it for this portion of the soap, and then stick around for the next phase. All right. Hey everyone, this is Kevin with Divinely Designed, and this is the second part of my my kind of funky soap with the spiky top. So as you can see, I unmolded my layer of white soap that I had poured, and basically all I did was flip it upside down on the box that I made to hold the mold, and then just peeled off the silicone load. And you can see it came out really great. I'm going to try and turn it on its side here a little bit so you can kind of see. I got nice pointy things to it here. So what I am going to use is the Brambleberry square silicone mold, and I want to top the soap that I'm going to pour in there with a square. So these work out to be about 5 by 5. So, 5 little points over and 5 little points up make almost the perfect size for what will fit in the Brambleberry mold. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut those slices. So 1, 3, 4, 5. All right, so let's take a quick look here. Put this to the side. And now I may need to clean these up a little bit. And I should show you the thickness too. Let me see if I can. So it came out pretty perfect. That's about as thick as I wanted. It's thick enough that I can kind of move it and hold it, but and I took it out of the mold without it breaking, so it's not too thick, but it's not too thin either. So then this is going to fit pretty much right in the very top. Oh, you probably can't see that. Right in the very top of the mold here, okay? All right. But before we do that, I'm going to do a technique I have seen done on some other soaps. Not a lot though, but I will tell you this actually was sort of inspired by something I saw on Pinterest. So I have a bunch of mica here. Now this is just dry mica, not in oil or anything. This is a combination of 2 micas from the conservatory. The one mica is called Merlot Gold, and the other one is called Ruby Red. So what I'm going for is a very warm gold color. So the idea for my soap is to do a very white bar of soap kind of on the bottom, and then have this top, the spiky portion, be this gold mica. And so I have a soft brush, just a very, sort of soft rounded brush. And all I'm going to do is dip my brush into the dry mica and then sort of gently brush it on. Now I'm using a pretty light hand here, and the soap I think is kind of perfect for this right now. It's not so dry that the mica won't stick, but it's not so wet as to like make this clumpy. It has enough sort of moisture on the surface of the soap that the mica will stick nicely without too much problem here. Okay. And then I'm just gonna kind of brush it off. Kind of brushing off the excess here. Again, using a soft brush with a nice light hand. Okay. And then I think I can probably blow on it too. And when I'm all finished, I think I'll sort of blow on it more forcefully. But for right now, I'm going to probably speed this up and finish the rest of my soap here. Okay, so there we have it. Now, I mixed this gold myself with a lot of red, and so it's coming out kind of a copper color, which is okay, but not exactly what I was going for. Now, I didn't worry so much about the sides, because I'm hoping I can kind of push it down into the soap, and all we'll see is sort of the gold or the copper tops here. But I didn't really worry about the inside edges. You can see really as much as I did the outside. But let's see if I can kind of warm this up here a little bit. Kind of see it. So hopefully you can kind of see the nice shimmer that comes on those little tops. Okay. All right, so that's making these. Next up, we'll be making the soap itself for these to go into. So stick around. Okay, folks, here we go. This is part 3 of my dried brushed mica design. Let's go over the recipe. This is just making the base. This isn't a fairly, a very complicated one. It's just going to be white that I'm going to pour into the square mold, and then I'm going to use those toppers. But let's go over the recipe. 300 grams of olive oil pomace, 300 grams of coconut oil 76 degree, 150 grams of cocoa butter, 150 grams of shea butter, 150 grams of beef tallow, 115 grams of avocado oil, 113 grams of castor oil, and 105 grams of rice bran oil. In my lye water, I have 190 grams of lye and 485 grams of water. It is not quite the 38% water as the weight of oils. If you use soap calc, that's what it defaults to, the 38% water. It's not quite that. It's a little bit, I took a little bit of water out, and that was strictly for volume reasons because I think I'm going to have a little extra soap anyway, so I reduced my water a little bit. I have about a tablespoon of sodium lactate, and I have the same fragrance mixture I had for the top part. It's the same ratio, so half of it is lemon fold 5, A quarter is ginger, and a quarter is rosemary. Then I have some titanium dioxide that I have pre-mixed in water. This is from Brambleberry. All my essential oils are from New Directions Aromatics. And my sodium lactate is from Lotion Crafters. Okay, so in goes my sodium lactate. I'm going to put my fragrance oil right in here. And I think I'm actually going to put my titanium dioxide in here as well. My nozzle's a little clogged up here. Alright, whoops. Let's give that a little buzz. Very nice fragrance combination. Alright, and in goes my lye water. Oh, and I did check temperatures. Both my oils and my lye water were right around 95. So, and I have the Brambleberry mold here. If you use this, my one little tip is put it on a baking tray, because if you fill this up and then try to manipulate it, it goes all over the place. I really like this mold. It gives you very smooth, glassy sides, but do put it on a base here. Okay, so I'm just going to fill the... Now, I'm not going to fill them all the way. I'm going to leave about a 1/4 of an inch gap on the top. Okay, so it's nice and thick now. I think it'll support the weight of my toppers. Now I just want to try and make sure that I don't get... I try to keep the mica kind of where it needs to be. And some of these may need, I was afraid, might need to be cut down some. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut them down just a tiny bit. So I'm probably going to speed this up a little bit. And if I get any that I sort of mess up on the side, I'm going to fix those later, I suppose. But it looks like I will need to cut these down just a little bit here. Okay, there we have it. So I put these on, I colored them first because I was hoping to avoid to get mica kind of into the soap, because I kind of want it to be a nice white bar otherwise, except for the top. it didn't really work out that way, and I had to cut a bunch of these down to make them fit, and then I sort of touched them, and so I had to brush them up a little bit. But so that's it. I'm going to let these sit, and then next part of the video should be the unmolding of these. Okay, so thanks, stick around. Hey everyone, this is Kevin with Divinely Design, and we are unmolding. So this sat out on the counter for, I guess it's been about 14 hours or so. So I think everything's nice and firm. I'm just kind of pulling the sides here to try and loosen these up. I took one out already just to make sure it was ready to go. So there we go. Now this is the little problem is, you know, the soap, the base was a little firmer than what I wanted when I put the tops on, so it didn't fill up as much. And that's because I had that other soap I worked on. But so there's a tiny little gap here. Now some of them it'll be okay, like this side is fine. So I'll clean it up and I think it'll look okay. But I got to get this extra mica off here too. So yeah, it didn't work out so well. So I'm sure some of these will be okay. Like that one's a little bit better in terms of the sides itself. Because I'd like a nice smooth side with no gap, you know. Okay. So I hope for in this video I will have a couple of these cleaned up and maybe have some pictures, some still pictures in here. Hopefully I'll have those so that you can kind of see the final product. If I hadn't worked on that other soap in the middle there, the base would have probably been a little bit more fluid, and then when I put these tops on, it would have flowed around the top, and I wouldn't have such a big gap there. So I'll have to see if I can try and fix some of that. Okay, that's it for dry brushing mica on soap. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, click on that thumbs up button. If you aren't subscribed to my channel, click on that subscribe button, and comments, questions, leave them below and I will try to answer them. Thanks everybody. Have a great day.